Hello students, welcome to Study Tricks. Today we are going to see the remaining two types of chemical reactions. In the previous session we have seen what is combination reaction and what is decomposition reaction. In this lecture we are going to see what is displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. Coming to displacement reaction, as the word suggests, displacement reaction is one such reaction where one element displaces the component of the another element. Let us see this with an example. Take two iron nails and immerse them in copper sulfate solution for 20 minutes. Tie those two iron nails as shown in the figure. Now, after 20 minutes, remove the nails from the solution. Now, compare the nail which is a fresh iron nail, that is which is not immersed in the copper sulfate. Compare that nail with the nail that is immersed in copper sulfate for 20 minutes. You will see that there is a color difference in the iron nail as well as copper sulfate solution. This is a fresh copper sulfate solution in which no nail has been immersed, whereas this is a copper sulfate solution in which iron nails was immersed. Now compare the color of these two solutions. You will see that the test tube which had copper sulfate solution in which iron nails were immersed becomes lighter in color. This is because the reaction which is occurring between ferrous and copper sulfate. Let us see the reaction. When ferrous, that is iron nails, are immersed in copper sulfate aqueous solution, the ferrous sulfate, that is iron sulfate, is formed and copper in a solid form is separated. This copper can be separated. Here iron is displacing the sulfate from copper sulfate. Hence it is known as displacement reaction. Similarly, this again another example, instead of iron we are immersing zinc. Observe the reaction between zinc and copper sulfate. Again the same. Zinc displaces sulfate from copper sulfate solution. Hence it is a displacement. Another example is lead with copper chloride. This also, lead is replacing chloride from copper chloride solution. These are the examples of displacement reactions. Coming to double displacement reaction. By observing the name itself, we can see that two components of reactants are getting displaced in the product side. Observe the example. Sodium sulfate and barium chloride are mixed. Then we can see the formation of barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Here sodium is displacing chlorine present in barium chloride and barium is displacing sodium sulfate present in the sodium sulfate. That means two displacement reactions are occurring within a single reaction. Hence it is known as double displacement reaction. Here BaSO4 is formed in a form of precipitate in the test tube. Such precipitation formation can be seen in this reaction. Coming to oxidation and reduction. What is oxidation? Oxidation means addition of an oxygen atom or removal of hydrogen is known as oxidation. Whenever you are comparing with oxygen, it is addition of oxygen. If you are comparing with hydrogen atoms, it is removal of hydrogen. The complete opposite case of oxidation is reduction. That is, if a molecule loses oxygen atom or gains hydrogen atom, it is reduction. Let us see few examples. What happens if you burn copper? Burning means in the presence of oxygen. Copper oxide is formed. Here oxygen is gaining oxygen, copper is gaining oxygen. That means oxidation reaction has taken place. If you further heat copper oxide, what happens in the presence of hydrogen? If you are heating, copper oxide reduces to copper. That means it is losing oxygen. So it is reduction reaction. In example 1.29, if you observe here, copper oxide is getting reduced whereas hydrogen is getting oxidized. That is, addition of oxygen is taking place to hydrogen. That means in this reaction, we are able to see both oxidation as well as reduction. It is clearly mentioned in the 1.30 equation. Hydrogen is getting oxidized, copper oxide is getting reduced. Such reactions are known as oxidation reduction reactions or redox reactions. See this example, zinc oxide when reacted with carbon, it forms zinc and carbon monoxide. Here carbon is getting oxidized, zinc oxide is getting reduced. That means this is an example of redox. Similarly, in the next example also, we'll see one element oxidizing, simultaneously the other gets reduced. Such reactions are known as redox reactions. Coming to corrosion. This is a very common term which we use in our daily lives. Corrosion is nothing but rusting of iron. The process of corrosion is, in normal terminology, rusting of iron. Why does a metal gets rusted? Mainly iron gets rusted because of reaction between that particular metal and the surrounding gases and other substances present in the atmosphere. Not only in the iron, in other metals also we see tarnishing effect. Tarnishing is nothing but a change of color. In our day-to-day things, we observe like anklets which girls wear change the color. Made up of these anklets are made up of silver. They are changing color. This change of color occurs due to tarnishing effect. About this tarnishing effect, we will study in detail in the upcoming chapters. Coming to rancidity. Rancidity is nothing but the process in which food items, mainly fat or oil or butter kind of food materials, spoils when it reacts with atmospheric oxygen. This we can sense by change of color in the food materials and also by smell. This happens because of oxidants. This is the reason why they add antioxidants, that is which prevent oxidation process. They add these antioxidants to food materials to prevent this oxidation so that food does not spoil for a longer duration. With this, we have completed the chapter 1. Meet you with chapter 2. Stay tuned to Study Tricks. Please do subscribe, like for further lessons.